I'm a LitKidBeats.
Hello everybody and welcome to Around the Pin, the official Golfletes podcast sponsored by Smashletes. My name is Ryan and I'm the founder and owner of the Smashletes brand, and I want to thank you all for stopping by for our first ever episode of Around the Pin. Today I'll be joined by my co-hosts Jesse Kelly, Brian Doss, and Scotty Scherer. We'll be going over a handful of topics including the Workday Charity Open this past weekend, our thoughts on hot mics being used on tour, a segment we like to call the Golfletes Hall of Fame, a discussion of hybrids or long irons, and Tiger's long-awaited return at Memorial Tournament this coming weekend. I want to thank you all again for listening in to our first ever episode, and I hope you enjoy. Let's go ahead and pass this over to Scotty to get this thing going.
What's going on, Tal? It's great to be here. Great to be joined by Jesse, Brian, and obviously, like I said, Tal. So let's get to it, man. Workday Charity Open was this past weekend.
Oh yes.
Collin Morikawa brings in his second win in his career, first of 2020. I'll just go over some stuff there that we all probably already know. He won with a 3-hole playoff against Justin Thomas. He got the winning $1.1 million. Nice for a 23-year-old.
Not too bad.
And not too bad at all. Shot 19
Don't
under.
even know what I would do with that much money at 23 years old.
No kidding, man.
I'd go buy
He
a
shot
golf
19
course.
under par. Buy a golf course. His first victory of 2020. That puts him 8th on the money list with $3 million this year.
Jeez.
And fun fact, Morikawa is he is the second player since 1996 win his second tournament before his second cut.
Wow.
The only other player to do that is not yours truly, but the one and the only Tiger Woods. So that's pretty significant. That puts you up there.
Oh yes. Get a golf clap.
He's playing some good golf.
Yeah. One thing
That's your
that takes the
returning
value.
Masters champ.
One thing that takes the value out of that is Tiger won 43 times before his second cut. So
Okay.
The
Yeah.
big cat.
yeah, it's a short list, but the gap between 1 and 2 is astronomical. We'll talk about this weekend some. Talk about Collin first because I want to take honors. I don't know what the word is, but I said that Collin was my up and comer in one of our practice pods. He won. So out of all of our up and comers, mine won first.
That's
Oh.
right. You're right.
Hey, didn't mine
Who
win?
you got?
Mine was
Didn't mine
close.
win? Wait a minute.
Mine was close.
Or did he get second?
Mine was playing in the final group with your boy Colin this weekend. I could have been right there with you, but sadly, your guy pulled it out. I'm a Morikawa fan, so congrats to you, Scott, and congrats to Colin Morikawa. Dude's a stud, straight up.
It was so funny to watch. I don't want to bash on the PGA too much, but they're doing the PGA Tour Live subscription based, much where they put all their live coverage, all the tournaments. So like even if you have a cable subscription, you can't really watch it.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching some highlights on ESPN. It's like every guy that was on ESPN that was commentating the action was like, man, I just would love to have Colin's swing. Colin's swing is so smooth. Colin's swing is it's so funny. Like
Oh yeah.
funny to think because all of them have just extremely smooth and good looking swings other than like Matt Wolff, Jim Furyk. There's a few, but I don't know, man. He's got a super smooth swing. It's awesome to see. So let's talk about this weekend in a little bit more depth. Obviously, Justin Thomas played up there. We love Justin Thomas. We're a big Justin Thomas fan. We're a big everybody fan, but we have a few of our favorites. So let's talk about the 3-hole playoff. It's pretty crazy, man.
Yeah. So my question: what happened on the last hole? Because like Hunter, it didn't like update.
So I don't know if it was that didn't show the end. They didn't show the end on the highlights. I know that. Like they showed Collin making his last putt, but the scorecard came down. When it came down, it was at 19 under. It has Justin at a 69 and Collin at a 66. I don't know. I know that on the last hole, Justin he didn't shank, but he kind of sliced his tee shot into the woods, and he had to punch out when Collin was hitting into the green.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a weird situation.
I'm looking and it shows the playoff hole that they played was hole 10. and I've got a 4 recorded for Morikawa, which I'm assuming is par there,
Mm.
and then it's just 2 dashes for Justin Thomas. So I'm assuming that
He probably just didn't finish the hole out.
that's what I'm
I think he
assuming.
he picked up.
I didn't get to see it. I didn't get to see it live, but I did see a highlight of Justin Thomas hitting a big swinging 50-footer, and on like the first playoff hole, which was incredible. I mean, that's unbelievable for a playoff hole hitting a big swinging 50-footer on a playoff hole. I mean, that's clutch.
He had to have that 50-footer to end it. It was super high pressure, super intense.
Oh yeah.
And that's just it was nuts. And it was, for Colin to answer back like that was absolutely insane. But
when I think of a gate swinging 50-footer, you know, I'll be lucky to 3-putt that, you know, and for him to just drill it for birdie, I would do good to make bogey there. That's incredible.
That's something I'm like, all right, I got this, and just kind of like blast it, and
especially under the circumstances too. I mean, how clutch can you be?
Speaking of not seeing it live, I actually like roasted the PGA on Twitter.
For not doing it.
I guess if we go back and do so. Yeah, dude, it was ridiculous. It's ridiculous. That's one of the best finishes they've had. I mean, it's the best finish they've had since the return. It's the best finish they've had in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably the best finish they've had maybe the last 2 years. Nobody saw it.
Yeah.
Nobody. I mean, the few people who do subscribe to the PGA Tour Live or whatever it is saw it. And so I saw it on Twitter originally. I don't know about y'all. That's where I saw it.
I think that's ridiculous.
It's just ridiculous.
I didn't see it. That's why I texted in our group text. I said, so who won? Because if you looked it up on ESPN, it just said Morikawa and JT were both at 19 under. And I was like, okay, so like, did we half the pot or what?
That's so weird. Like it's such a big thing and it's such a big event. You would think that they would want to have that broadcasted like for everybody, if not just the people subscribed.
Especially especially the young big stars that Morikawa and JT are. I mean, those are your guys that are gonna, you know, they put butts in the seats. So I mean, you're gonna want to put the spotlight on them when they're in those moments and stuff because you know they'll draw those young guys are gonna draw in your fan base.
Yeah,
so.
Completely.
Yep. Also watching, it's always cool to see. I saw some clips of Colin, and they had him mic'd up. He was one of the mic guys this weekend. It's just so cool to see. Like, it's cool to hear it, for one thing, but to hear a guy like him who's so young. I mean, he's literally our age in a professional sport. Not only a professional sport, an individual sport.
Mm-hmm.
Winning. It's just so interesting. Like, hear his thoughts because you can hear him talking to his caddy, and you can hear his caddy's responses to him. So with that, we'll move into our next topic. We're going to talk about hot mics.
Oh, yes.
Hot mics is something that has been, I don't want to say controversial, but it has been in the news here lately because since the return of the PGA, they've been micing up a few guys each day, Thursday through Sunday. I guess to just kind of compensate for not having fans, just kind of have something added there. People watching at home, the few people, I will say.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I wanted to talk about it. I wanted to see what you guys thought of it, because there's some people out there that don't like it. And we've had a lot of mishaps with F-bombs and just a lot of vulgar language, which comes. It's hilarious, and I think guys like us, we love it. But I just want to talk about it. Let's break that down. Do you like it or not? Let's go around.
Oh, I definitely like it. I think it adds personality because you look at the way that like us when we go out and play, we shoot the shit and just talk, right? And I'd like to imagine that even though these guys are professionals, they do the same shit. Like they go out there and have fun, even if they are competing for millions of dollars. They go out and have fun with their caddy while being serious at the same time, or whoever they're playing with. Like you just go out there and talk, have a good time. And even like you look at the hot mics that we have had, you listen to them, like they're just laughing with each other. Sometimes they're shit talking each other just for fun. I think it's really cool and adds something to the game that like you miss or would miss if you didn't have it.
I think they're definitely interesting to hear. You know, you've got your wide variety of like. My favorite part of watching a golf coverage is hearing a caddy and a player discuss, you know, yardage, club, all that. When they just put the mic close to them and just let them talk, and they get all that audio. You know, you're like, man, this is so cool that like how their brains work. Like Phil, for instance, you know, he'll break it down. I mean, I'll miss a few things, but he'll be, you know, 160 flag. You know, going to take a 158 swing or a 156 swing, and just like going to start it, you know, 2 yards off the left of the flag, and you know, bring it back and just let it do its thing. Like just anything, like any audio like that is cool. And then obviously the vulgar F-bombs and stuff, it is what it is. I mean, it kind of shows that like they're human and that they, they slip up and let it slip too. I mean, just like, you know, your average ordinary golfer. So I think that's pretty entertaining. So yes, I mean, I like the hot mics. I think it, you know, it adds a little bit of flair to the game, and you know, so I like them. Big fan.
I would also say I am a big fan. Like Tao said, it adds a little personality. Like Jesse said, you know, I think it's fun. I think a good example of it being fun, and an example of it being a good thing for the PGA and for like future big tournaments is that it's relatable to like someone watching at home to see two guys interacting. For instance, like it was Bubba. What were those videos going around? That was Bubba and
well, when he was,
Varner?
why the fuck do I play golf? Like
no, Wesley Bryan. It was Bubba and Wesley Bryan playing with each other.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like that was classic, man. That's average Joe golf talk. Like,
oh yeah, 101
right there. Like that I think that's what makes it really fun and relatable to like someone sitting at home watching on highlights. Like, oh yeah, you know, like golf isn't. It takes it away from that stereotypical. Oh, let's sit and watch golf on Sunday and take a nap. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like it.
There was a story last year too about like Justin Thomas. Like, this is just like something that like we would say, but like Justin Thomas hit like a 3-wood off the tee from like 300 plus, and he hits it and he stares it down and he says, "Go in." You know, that's something that like any of us would say. Like, that's just something that any of us would say. Like, just a ridiculous shot, and we hit it like within 10 yards of the flag in either direction. That's just something that like we would
Get in there,
we would
baby.
just say, "Do it." Or, do it, or go in. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like, turns out that was actually like Brooks Koepka and him had like a bet going, and that was like between them, and he was kind of being like he was like kind of joking because he was in Brooks, you know, playing group. But like, it's just funny to me that like that's just stuff that we do when we play together. We hit it within 10 yards of the flag, and we're like, "Go in, do it." So it's just kind of funny to like see
the
the
other way.
Yeah, exactly. Knowing that you're lucky to hold the green and all that, but no, it's just funny to see their personality like that. So
Yeah.
I like it.
I completely agree.
And there's two things that I actually want to bring up when talking about this. See, you actually reminded me of it talking about Phil. It's a little bit of a different situation, but I'm referring to the match between Phil and Tiger along with Peyton and Tom. I think we all watched that. It was great, and I say it's a different situation just because all those guys were mic'd, and they were mic'd simply because of the event and just what was going on.
Who they are, yeah.
What was so funny, it was so funny to me to when they would kind of get around the green or just anywhere in general, but it was always around the green. I would ask Phil, like, "Hey, man, what am I doing here?" It was so funny to just hear Phil geek out, and he's like, "Well, you're in the green, and you have kind of a slope here in the front of the green, so I want you to take about a 50% swing." And he's just doing like rambling off all this stuff. And I'm sitting there watching. I'm like, no way Tom is following any of this, bro. Like,
just BSing
there's
him.
no way. Yeah,
in his head, he's just thinking, come on, P. Diddy, just give me a spot and let me hit this thing.
Just tell me a club and where to go.
Yeah, especially after the day that he was having to, because Tom played horrible that day. And he was probably just like, "Give me a spot, bro." It made me think, like, what if Phil is like the old school Bryson DeChambeau, Mr. Mathematician, and we just never even knew it? He's just like the nerd of the tour.
His personality definitely covers that up well if that's the case.
Oh yeah.
So I've also seen like an interview that he's done where I think the question was like, what goes through your mind like when you have a really important like greenside chip? And he basically said the same thing. He was like, well, the first thing I'd want to do is look if I'm in grain or down grain.
Oh dear.
And
That
then I
was with
want to
Faraday.
check the slope of the green. Yeah, it was an awesome interview.
It
It was
was.
just funny, man. Like it was so funny just to, and that's the stuff that like none of us ever think about on the course.
No.
You know,
No.
I get
Kinda
up there
like
and
what
I go,
Jesse said,
aha, there's the green. Let's hit it there. That's
yeah,
exactly how I
yeah.
look at it. Like I'm not
I
trying
have
to
no
find the
idea
slope
how.
and where it's gonna roll, all that. I'd rather get close
had
to
it
the
ex-
pin.
I've had it explained to me multiple times how to read the grain and like how to tell if you're in grain or putting away from the grain, and I still haven't figured that out. I don't know how they see it. Maybe my eyes just don't pick it up. All I look for is the grass darker or is the grass lighter? Because I know if the grass is lighter, it's going to be faster, and if it's darker, it's going to be slower. Other than that, I got no clue.
Exactly. And so the second point that I had on the hot mics is somebody else also has alluded to this, but I think it really allows you to kind of bring into perspective how hard the caddy's job is because those guys don't have
Very true.
rangefinders on the course. It's not just the yardage, but the rangefinder is just the one thing that's easiest to pick out. But like when they approach a ball, they're expected to know how far away they are.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know, they do all they they have the
They
I
know the
think a lot
course.
of them like step it off. Yeah, they know the course, and they'll like have certain steps from certain spots and stuff. But like hear those interactions between them and players, and you realize like how much they know with so little.
Mhm.
No, so I don't want to say technology, but so little like equipment, I guess.
Yeah.
It's literally
It's
just
absolutely
pen and
insane.
pad and in their head.
In memory, yeah. That's so
Yeah,
crazy,
that's crazy.
to me to imagine like going out and not memorizing, but like I guess it would be memorizing like almost every detail of a course,
Sure.
just so you can take somebody out there and go like you're 170 yards out. All right, you're going to hit it to the top right of the green, and it'll trickle down at a certain speed. Like
Mhm.
that's crazy to me.
And it's
It-
not knowing where their shot's gonna land either. You
No.
know what I mean? Like you
Yeah.
gotta be prepared for a shank or
Mhm.
a piss missile right down the middle.
It's like, what do you? Yeah, it's like that's what I was thinking. Is like, what do you do? And they just absolutely shank one because it does happen, very, very
Oh, yeah.
rarely, but it does happen. It's like, what do you do? Because you stepped off the fairway. You know, maybe a few feet into the rough, but you ain't stepping off out there behind trees and in the pine needles out there.
Behind the you're not stepping off behind the the food tents and the
Yeah.
gift shop and all that. You're not.
yeah, like those that weekend that Phil took 2 shots off
Two
of
to the
like the
booth.
grandstand.
Oh my
The
gosh.
hospitality
Yeah.
tent.
Again?
And,
Thankfully though, I think
it
like
was so funny.
feels like what pin high on those though.
It was,
Oh, he
they
puts
an
an unreal-
fantastic
Pin high,
shots.
but
Puts an,
Oh
puts
my
an
gosh.
unreal amount of spin off the hospitality tent. Guys ought to take that approach more often.
Sure,
Generates a lot of spin.
that's right.
Tight lie.
Right off
Why?
AstroTurf.
Yeah, but, I mean, ultimately, the hot mics are funny. It does suck. Like when you hear an F-bomb drop, like for us, it's probably super
like,
funny, and we think about it. But yeah, it's like aha, that's me. But I think also at the same time, it's like this is just me personally. You may not even agree, but like me personally, I'll hear it, and it's like when you hear the commentators go, "Well, I'm sorry for that. We apologize." In the back of my mind, I'm like, "Oh man." Especially like I think it was whenever the last time Rory played, and they caught him with an F-bomb, and Rory's like that guy you don't kind of expect to hear that kind of stuff.
Oh heck no! I didn't know about that part.
Yeah, and so the last time Roy played, he got caught dropping an F-bomb on the mic, and I was like, it's almost like that mom moment where I was like, oh, Rory.
No.
Rory.
That's funny.
It's like I just felt bad, but then you hear guys like Bubba do it, and it's like, nah, it's just him.
Yeah.
Like,
That's just
Yeah,
Bubba.
Sure.
That's
Yeah.
Bubba.
sorry, kids.
Sorry,
Old
kids.
beat up out there.
Yeah.
I feel like we relate to Bubba Watson, like when he talks, just because like I know
I
if
love
I
Bubba
shank a
Watson.
ball, I'm like, God, what the fuck? Like I just get pissed.
yeah. I'm telling you, I have no doubt in my mind we could all do like a Hall of Fame of like good old boys on tour.
Oh
You know,
my
and
god.
like
yeah.
and just like examples would just be
Future
like
segment.
Bubba,
Future
Kevin
segment.
Kisner,
I was gonna say, I
Good
think you just identified a hot segment coming up within the next couple of weeks.
Definitely.
Who would be the
Hot
takes.
homies
Hot takes.
on the course? Who would we enjoy playing with most? Yeah, like
Yeah, that's what it should be. Yeah, who do you want to play with most and why?
Give your foursome. Lock it in.
yes, that'd be
Future
cool.
segment.
good.
Hot
That's
Good
good.
takes.
segment.
Where's our note taker? Jot that one down.
Yeah, we're missing our note taker tonight. We'll get to him later. So let's move on. Speaking of segments, let's get to our very first segment here on Around the Pin, presented by Golfletes. It's something we've done
Golf
a few
clap.
times. Yeah,
Mm.
we'll insert golf clap audio. So it's something that we've done off the mics a bunch of times. We want to bring it to you guys along with all of our opinions. So this is going to be the Golfletes Hall of Fame. The topic today is golf course candy, sweet
Oh,
stuff.
yes. Oh yes.
How this will
Love
work?
it.
We'll go random order. We'll determine in just a second. And basically, it's just like any sports draft. So whoever will go first will go. You get one pick. Anytime somebody picks something, it's off the list, and we'll go down the list. Once we get to the last person, we'll flip back around. Last person will get 2, and we'll go all the way back up to the top. And each person gets 3 picks. Your team.
Oh yes.
Oh. Let's do this. We'll go the order that's on my screen. So let's go Brian, Jesse, me, and Tao. And then Tao will get 2. We'll flip back around. Go to the top. Sound good?
How many are we doing?
That'll
3?
Okay.
3 picks each.
Okay,
So we're
so,
doing
yeah.
golf course candy. Stuff
Golf
only.
course. Do what now? What was that last part?
I was just joking. I was just saying sweet stuff
Oh,
only,
okay.
but
Sweet
any
golf
ca-
course
any-
candy.
any candy. So this is if you had to have one candy on the golf course, you're at hole 9, you go in the clubhouse, you got a small budget, you need something to get you through the rest of the round. What's your sweet stuff? The sugar of choice.
Starbursts.
God damn it.
Ooh.
Ooh,
That was gonna be
coming
my
out
first one. Are
strong.
you serious?
It's got to be the first pick, man. It's got to. It's
Why
Starburst.
why
dude.
Starburst? Why
Why
Starburst?
Starburst? Great flavor for one.
Yes.
Multiple flavors,
Multiple.
right? All good ones.
Yellow's the best.
And
Variety.
yeah, variety. And
That's a hot take.
I don't know, man. There's just something about a Starburst that like gives you good energy, you know?
Oh yeah, it's chewy. You can
You're
chew
just
it like
kinda-
while you're teeing
yeah, yeah.
off. It's
Yeah.
something that's like
Okay.
gum, but like better. And you could swallow
Here's
it.
why. Here's
Yep.
why Starburst is not. Starburst is a no-go for me.
Really?
Yeah, no.
Why?
It's a big no-no for me.
Song.
Okay, here's why. No, I agree. I am a man that enjoys a Starburst. I will say that. I will admit that. That's why I'm a no-go on the golf course. Too much stuff, man. Too many wrappers.
Too much
They're getting all
unpacking.
over the
Yep.
place. Too much to unpack, man. I
Man.
want one wrapper. I don't want
Man.
20 wrappers. I want one wrapper.
You got a
Because here's
cup
what
holder
happens.
for a reason. You throw it in there.
We all know the cup holders have holes in the bottom of them. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
You don't want to
good
be
one.
littering all over a beautiful
Not the
golf
good
course,
one.
do you?
Not the
That
good.
is the
Not
worst
the good-
excuse.
Respect the
So-
course, and it
so
will
main-
If
respect
you go to the
you
broke
back.
boy course, then yeah, they'll have holes in the bottom of them.
So the main wrapper is not the problem because the main like the foily wrapper is not the problem. It's got some weight. It's got some weight to it, so it'll stick. It's the little bitty
And
one.
you got 10 Starbursts holding
Yeah.
it back.
Yeah, it's the little
Oh,
bitty
that.
ones that holds the
Okay.
individual Starbursts. They just go everywhere. You take off in the cart,
Yep.
dude. They're going everywhere.
They're
Man,
flying
shove them
off.
in your pocket. You won't even know they're there.
One in my pocket? Are you kidding me? I'm not.
Yeah, till you get
Then
to
you're
the
pulling out.
20 wrappers in
You're
my
pulling
pocket.
out. You're pulling out Starburst wrappers to tee your golf ball up.
Yeah, no kid. I'm pulling out I got my divot tool in there. I got
Okay,
my.
well, don't
keys
put them in
there.
the pocket with that stuff's in.
I got my breakfast ball in my
You ain't
pocket.
got cargo
breakfast
pants
ball.
on.
For my
I
foot
got that-
wedge. Slide
Yeah,
it
that
out
ball.
there.
Got that extra ball in my pocket for when I lose the ball in the woods.
Gotta fake it.
Hey,
found it.
I got it. It's right here. It's right here.
Starburst was my number one.
Who would have thought I'd have found this one right here?
Dude,
Okay,
it's in
well-
the fairway. You shanked it 9 yards that way. No way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it caught a
Not even in the
squirrel
right
threw it
spot.
back out. Squirrel threw it back out.
Now, that
Must
was
be
a
a good
good
monkey
pick.
in that tree.
All right,
Thank you.
Jesse, your first
All right.
pick.
So my first pick, I'm thinking of like, play 9 holes. It needs a little bit of sugar to get me going. I go in, I grab a water, and I grab a Kit Kat.
Get out of here.
Mm,
Boo. Boo.
Kit Kat,
I knew,
baby.
I knew
Kit
that
Kat.
was going to be a
Kit Kat's
pose.
the
Boo,
most overrated thing ever.
Kit Kat, it's easy to get into. It's a quick pick me up. It's got a little bit of crunch, a little bit of sweet. It's perfect.
No.
Money.
Golly.
You gotta eat it quick though.
Better eat it fast.
Gotta eat it
Better
quick
eat it fast.
though, because it will melt. It will melt.
That boy's going to be
Golly.
melting.
Yep.
So I need to hear
I'm just glad it's off the
somebody's
table now.
opposition.
They suck.
We had 2 people.
They're
talking about flavor
I don't
here?
like
Oh,
them.
here. I'll say this. No, they don't.
I'm just gonna say, have you ever been
No,
to a
Brady.
gas station with your friends after a night out on the town, and you walk in there and you got Twix, Milky Way, Snickers, and Kit Kat? Ain't nobody grabbing a Kit Kat.
My first
No,
thought
you're right.
is
I'm
a
grabbing
Kit
Milky Way.
Kat.
I'm grabbing Milky Way. The reason I didn't pick Milky Way or Twix is because it's just too. I don't know. When I eat Twix and Milky Way, that's just that caramel just gets on your mouth and you just feel sticky and you don't want to wipe it off with your hands because you're like, man, I've got this
no,
nice.
you're thinking-
I've got
Is that
You
what you
think
might
about it
have
all
I've
wanted?
got
wrong.
this nice driver grip right now. I don't want to smear caramel all over it and just ruin my day. You know what I mean?
Ruin
Kit
your
Kat,
whole
you just
day.
eat it straight out of the wrapper. It just crunches right in your mouth and it's down the hatch. No problem.
Jeez.
We'll leave it at
And-
that.
I will
And
say
you don't
this.
have to individually unwrap 12 pieces of candy just to eat the candy bar.
Brian.
Well,
Yeah,
look,
Brian.
I'm
Pick
just saying,
sucks,
I got
Brian.
Good
first
job,
pick.
buddy.
It sucks,
And-
Brian.
When I picked Starburst, everybody's response was, not a Kit Kat. Boo. So
I hear guys that eat Starburst on the course can't break 90.
I hear guys that eat Kit Kats have no friends and play by themselves.
Wait, I don't eat Kit Kats. What do you mean?
Tao.
Tao plays
Which
by
team are
himself
you
all the
on?
time.
I play by myself all the time.
All right.
We're talking about Tao here.
That's true.
So I'll get to my first pick.
What do you got, Scotty? Lay it on us.
So I don't know. This is going to be controversial because sweet. I don't know if it's considered candy, but I'm going to throw it out there because my first pick, the good old chocolate chip cookie.
Okay.
Ooh.
That's fair. I like
That's
that.
fair. I'm
I
with
like that.
That's a good pick and a respectable pick, but I got news for you, Scott. It's not candy.
Are you telling me
That's what I'm
Kit Kat
saying.
is candy? It's chocolate. That's not candy.
It's a chocolate bar, which is considered candy.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
That was
Starbucks is not, or Starburst ain't no question about it.
Yeah.
So I just,
And no question about a Kit
I'm
Kat.
just
That is
saying.
clearly a piece of candy. A chocolate chip cookie is quite literally a baked good.
Who knew
It's a
that this
cookie.
is so easily debatable?
It's funny because for
We're
those of you
not a baking podcast, but we very well could be at the end of this show.
for those of you who don't know, I'll wrap up my pick because honestly, I mean that's my pick, but my pick does kind of suck. So for those of you who don't know, we're getting a Tao's pick. Tao's the health, physical, strong guy of the group. So don't be
Sponsored by
surprised.
G Fuel.
Hey,
Can't tell.
yeah, don't be surprised if Tao's like my first pick's my Nutri-Grain bar.
No.
My first
No.
pick is a celery wrapped.
I
peanut butter.
like whey protein bars.
I bring a jar of peanut butter and I eat it on the course. The whole jar. No.
I'll just pull a Jesse and like that's not candy.
There's no candy.
Chocolate chip cookies are baked good.
It's
Just saying.
a baked good.
What do you got, Tal? Lay it on us.
First
They got
pick.
2 in a row actually. You got 2.
Okay. Oh shit. Okay. First pick. This is a good one because I actually will enjoy these on the course quite a bit. Jolly Ranchers. That's
Ooh,
a pick for
I
me.
like
Yes.
Jolly Ranchers.
The reason I say Jolly
like
Ranchers is because they obviously they have a different taste, each of them, right?
Yep.
But they last forever. You can put one in
You're
your
talking
mouth.
about the
and-
individually wrapped Jolly Ranchers?
Yes.
I think that's the reason why I would not go with the Jolly Rancher. I love Jolly Ranchers, but I think that's why I wouldn't go with them on the course.
Because
Whoa, big guy.
Oh,
So
wait,
you're
wait.
gonna tell me
I'm that bad.
that you're gonna unwrap and individually wrap
No,
Starburst?
hold on.
but
That's
not-
not what I
but
said.
not
a Jolly
Rancher?
No, that's not why.
I got you,
That's
Tal.
not my
I got
reason.
you, Tal. I got
That
you,
wasn't
Tal.
even my
Rate
reason.
yourself.
What's your
It was the how long it lasts in your mouth. That was my reasoning.
What do you mean? Why is that a negative?
That's just
It
what I
lasts
don't
even longer.
like.
And I'm
It's
asking
just
why.
better.
Because I
Get
don't
more
like
bang for your
it.
buck. And if I know anybody in
But
this
just-
group that likes a deal, it's Brian Doss.
Just-
You get more bang for your buck out of a Jolly Rancher.
No,
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
out.
hear
I'm
me
out on the golf
But
Listen
course.
honestly,
here.
be afraid.
You guys are talking about
Cold take,
convenience.
cold take for
Look,
Brian.
listen here. You open up a Jolly Rancher, one wrapper, throw it in the cart. You open up a 2-pack of Starbursts. You got the big wrapper, then you got that fucking little square shit you got to take off, and boom,
Hey,
there's
Tal.
there's 3 wrappers
Four
with
wrappers.
1 pack.
You're a terrible salesman.
Okay. So I'm not disagreeing with you, Tal. Here's my fear, because I would love a Jolly Rancher on the course.
Choking
Here's
hazard.
my fear of eating a Jolly. Yeah, I would swing out of my ass and I would just go. That would just go right down my throat.
I do that and I swallow it and then I go, and then I just pop another one in.
Oh my gosh,
Hal
man!
acts like he's out there with Sammy Sosa putting in Big League Chew or something.
That might be a good one, actually. Big League Chew might be something really good to have. on
Bro,
the course.
that was literally
Big League Chew and Red Man.
That was my next pick,
Oh,
but you ruined it. Thanks a
boo.
lot.
Oh,
Let's
Thanks a
take
lot.
off the table.
Just
Second one, Tal.
Camel Snus.
So my second one is Big League Chew. No, I'm kidding.
Pretty sweet.
No, my second one, I would say, I'm gonna go with sour Skittles.
I like that. Golf
So
clap.
you don't want the roof of your mouth no more.
No, of course not.
Golf clap on that one.
No regard for the roof of your mouth.
So, and I'll tell you why. Because you can go, if you finish 9 holes, right? If you just want something quick, you don't necessarily want to go buy 2 hot dogs and 2 waters or whatever. You can just go pick up a pack of Skittles. It's 1 pack. You can always twist that thing to close it and reopen it.
How's the 10-year-old kid?
You can take like 4 of them, 5, and just throw them in your mouth.
He just throws a half a bag in his mouth. Tees off.
Okay.
Wait, what are you hitting here on this par 3, Tal?
Oh, 6 iron.
Okay.
His eyes twitching from all the sour stuff on it.
Listen, I have a hilarious story that happened today involving Skittles. So I'll bring it up really quick. I'm working this baseball camp. We have like the concession stand open so kids can like buy, snack, not really food, but just like snacks to kind of throughout the day because it's an all-day camp. And Skittles is one of the items they can buy, and for some reason we also offer sodas. So like you hear all crazy stuff during the day. Like they're kids, they say the funniest stuff. This kid literally comes up today, he's got like a Sprite in his hand. Comes up and he holds up the Sprite. I'll do it to the camera to kind of like resemble what it was. He holds the Sprite up to my face. He's like, I put Skittles in my Sprite.
Oh,
And of course, like me being an adult, I'm like, yeah, you did. He's like,
Yeah, you
You
did,
see
bro.
him?
you
You
see
see
him?
him?
You see him?
Gotta do this in their color.
Little did Scott know that guy just invented the new Sprite flavor that's gonna make millions of dollars one day.
Yeah.
That's good.
Oh,
Did you
yeah.
hear?
What's your
Did-
pick, Scotty?
Hold on, wait. I found this out the other day in regards to Skittles. I want to know if you guys knew this or not. Did you know that they all are one flavor?
Or not.
They're
Disagree.
one flavor.
I
I
refuse to believe
disagree.
that.
It's one
I
flavor. They're
disagree.
just colored different.
I disagree.
I will say this: I don't know that I've ever been able to like distinguish the taste between a red Skittle or like a
purple
dark
one.
colored.
Dude, I'm telling
yeah,
you,
like
it's
a
the
purple- yeah,
same
like-
flavor.
I've never been able
It's
to
just
tell.
colored.
I'll say
I
this.
have
I'll say
done a
this:
scientific
tropical-
experiment with someone.
the tropical ones, they taste different.
Those
I'll
are
say
different.
that. But
Okay.
the standard red pack of Skittles, can't tell the difference.
Yes,
It's
you can.
it's the same flavor. They're just the
Same as
company
M&Ms.
confirmed it. It's the same
are
flavor. They're just different
chocolate.
colors.
I think
Oh,
that's a
chocolate.
crock of shit.
Skittles are just a ball of sugar with some
So you're telling
shellac
me-
on it.
You're telling me that
No.
23 years. I'm 23 years old. For 23 years, you flip over the back of the package and it tells you all the different flavors. You tell me Skittles Corporation or whatever it is have been lying to me.
Yes.
No. Not buying it.
100%.
Once again, you're a terrible salesman.
Look it up. You got Google.
Oh man.
I'm not buying it.
Appreciate
I'm not buying
Fact
that.
of the day.
me
Fact
hear
of the day presented by Tal.
Let me hear it, Scotty. What do you got?
Right back, Scotty.
For my second pick, we're going to go back up the order. I'm going to go with a Crunch Bar, Nestle Crunch Bar. It's one of my all-time favorite candies. I could eat it in any situation.
Interesting.
It's got that little rice crunch.
Sure.
I think that's what it is, like the rice.
Yeah, I'm
rice
about
crunch
that
to
one.
it. It's thin. If you eat it quick, it's nice and like barky, so it's
Yeah.
not like all over the place. Man,
Sure.
I'll eat it
I'm
anytime.
with that.
If you offer me a crunch bar in the middle of a dentist's office, and I'll eat it. Okay.
Good pick, Scotty. Good pick.
Oh, yeah.
All right,
That's a
Jesse-
solid pick. I give it to you.
Jesse, your go.
All right, so this might be this might create a dilemma, just like Scott's baked good caused a dilemma. But
Yeah, candy.
anyways,
There's no telling
This-
what's about to come out of your mouth.
this is not.
Shit.
I don't know. I'm just gonna put it out there,
Camel.
and you guys
Camel
can tell.
Snuff.
You guys sponsored by Camel Snuff. No, but so you guys can put it out. I'll put it out there, and you guys let me know. Juicy fruit gum. I know it's technically gum, but there's nothing better than a nice white stick of juicy fruit.
That
You
lasts
just light
you
up the
10
palate in your
seconds.
mouth. It'll last you about a tea shot, and then it's
Yeah.
done.
T-shots.
But then guess what? You spit that bad boy out,
Pop another for the ride.
Okay.
pop another one.
You're
in.
the reason
That's-
I get home from the golf course with a flathead screwdriver picking gum out from my golf cleat.
Don't
So
you hate
I'm
guys
not-
like that?
I'm not mad that you picked gum. I'm mad that you picked juicy fruit because
Yes.
juicy fruit has to be the worst flavor of gum out there.
Yeah.
I'd rather chew Big Red. I'd rather take a whole pack of Big
Oh.
Red and put it in my mouth at once than chew one stick of juicy
Oh,
fruit.
that's a statement.
Wow.
That's yeah.
Fruit sucks.
Wow.
Yeah. Whatever. What do you got, Brian? We're about
All right.
to talk.
This is going to be
Brian,
my
you got
second
two.
round. Yeah,
Ryan,
yeah.
you gotta
two
bring it
and
home.
three.
You gotta bring it home. Bring it something.
Second round pick is a classic. A payday bar.
Ooh.
Can't eat them, but I'm sure they're good.
If you have a peanut allergy,
Allergic to
understand. But
Yeah.
I love payday bars.
The payday I want is a financial
Very nice.
payday.
That's what I'm
I
talking
want
about.
a- I
I'll
want
take
a
that
candy
too.
Payday.
To start off the final round, round 3, last pick. Favorite candy, go-to candy from your local golf pro shop. I'm gonna have to go with just a classic Twix bar. That's just gonna be my class. That's my.
Knew
That's
that was
my
coming.
I-
Knew that was
I'm a
Twix
Twix
is
guy
good.
though. I'm a Twix guy.
You,
Are you a
you a
right
left
Twix
Twix or a
or
right
left?
Twix?
Yes.
Not-
Right
what I'm
Twix
talking about,
because
Scotty.
I'm right-handed and I need a little extra juice.
Okay. All right. I'm about that.
It's respectable.
are you a Twix connoisseur guy? You are the Twix insider?
I don't know if I would call myself quite an insider. Maybe like a Twix amateur connoisseur,
He nibbles every now and then.
if you will.
I just want to know the difference. I just want to know the difference. What's the difference between right Twix and left Twix?
Not quite to that expertise yet. Haven't met the master wizard.
Okay. Sounds
There's
fake.
my dog,
Sounds
everybody.
fake to me.
Millie seems to like the Twix bar as well.
What'd you think, Neil? Right Twix or left?
I'm gonna go ahead and round us off here, and I'm just gonna go with a staple here. This is just like your pack of Skittles. I'm just gonna go with a classic pack of M&Ms. You can just crack open the side
Golly.
and just pour them in your mouth.
Golly. You are-
Easy,
Mm-mm.
easy, light, chocolatey snack on the golf course.
You know, you
Paired
are
you're not-
perfectly. with
you
a
are
cold bottle
0
of
for
water.
3 in my book today on candy choices.
Fair enough. I'll bounce back next week.
Are you a
This segment's a staple. I'm not worried.
pour it in your hand guy, or are you a pour it directly into the mouth?
Ooh, that's good.
It depends on how I'm feeling. Now, I would never, now I repeat, I would never pour it into my golf glove because what kind of psychopath does that? But I have been known to pour a few in my hand and throw them in my mouth. Probably if I had to choose, straight down the hatch.
Don't disrespect the glove.
See,
Yeah. Nope.
here's my thing.
Who wants an orange, brown, red, and just smear
Can I put a
stain all over your golf club? That's just no good. You got to respect your glove, and it'll respect
Can
you.
I put an interesting twist on Jesse's M&M pick there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Love to hear it.
Cold M&Ms.
Bag
I would prefer cold M&Ms.
points. Yeah. Any cold chocolate in general is just
You want to
bomb.
just eat some
M&Ms
pebbles?
specifically, though.
break
Are
some
better
teeth?
cold.
Cold. He didn't say frozen now.
Okay.
Yeah.
If
Towel.
refrigerated is perfect.
I'll say I think the reason I shit on these so much is I'm not a big chocolate guy to begin with. The only like real chocolate that I enjoy is like a Reese's peanut butter cup. So I can't really like I shit on chocolate, but I'm not a big fan of it. That's the only reason I don't like M&Ms.
Tao's just like inject sugar into my veins right now.
Tao's gonna be
Sour
like,
Patch
I was about to
Kids.
say,
Give it
Sour
to me.
Oh, that just made me think of a good one. Oh, maybe next time.
You don't know what my
Next
pick is.
time.
You have no idea.
All right, so I'll
What
finish.
you got,
I'll
Scotty?
finish mine.
Let me see it.
Speaking of Reese's peanut butter cups, I'm going Reese's peanut butter cups. Tell you why, the best chocolate on the market, but it's really quick. There's only 2 of them. You just open them up, pop them in, boom, boom, you're done. Probably not even on the course by the time you finish them, but you still get your sugar.
I almost
It's
went
an
with that
all-around
one.
pick.
too. I almost went with that one.
I can respect
Now
a
I'm surprised
Reese's.
I'm surprised it fell this low. It did.
That was gonna be my reasoning too. Is you can pop them in there, just a quick little snack and go.
And if they
I'm
have
allergic to
the,
peanut butter, so that cuts out a quarter of your competition there. So you're good there.
Yeah. and if you get the king cups, if you can find the bougie golf shops that have king
Big old
cups,
things.
oh,
King
fat ones,
cups.
boy.
Last you about a hole.
Big
Cal.
old bobcat.
It's a big
Round
old
us off,
bobcat.
Cal Gotti.
Close us out.
I'm gonna say probably my favorite, and I would have to bring it myself because I don't think a lot of golf courses do sell this, which is upsetting.
Whey
because-
protein.
No, it's not protein. No, it's Twin Snakes. I don't know if you guys even know what
I've
those
never heard of
are.
that.
Excuse me,
Interesting.
what?
What that is?
It's called Twin Snakes, and so like sour gummy worms, right? There's
Mhm.
so Twin Snakes. It
They're,
has
they're connected, right?
yeah, it's like a sour flavor and a sweet
Yeah.
flavor put together.
Tell.
Like 2 snakes.
We're talking about the golf course, not the movie theater.
So what? This is something I'm gonna enjoy. A little snackaroo.
Going to
It's,
the local
it's-
Malco.
Tao said,
snakes.
I cannot wait to watch Ragnarok at midnight.
Listen here, buddy. Listen here. When I step up to that 8th fucking tee box, I'm gonna throw a couple Twin Snakes in my mouth and go up there and hit a 394-yard bomb, turn back and throw my club at you.
I bet you hit it that far, if not further.
Is Twin Snakes a trolley product? Is this a trolley product we're talking about? Or something
I
else?
think it is.
That might be. Actually, if they have like a cart going around, they might sell it on that. But like in the clubhouse, I wouldn't imagine they do.
I mean, like the brand, like trolley.
Oh, pfft.
Like the name.
I can look.
Okay.
I'm not 100%
Now,
sure.
if we ever go to a golf course and then in the pro shop they're selling Twin Snakes, I'll give you my
No,
Scotty
it's
Cameron putter.
Haribo.
I'll give you.
Write it down. Write that down. What did you say, Tal?
It's Haribo.
Oh, the gummy bear makers.
Yeah,
Oh, Haribo. That's the gummy bear.
Oh, yeah.
That's the gummy bear folks.
yeah,
Great commercials. by the
Haribo.
way.
yeah. I like those
Yeah,
a
pretty
lot.
good golf course snack too.
I've
Gummy
never seen a
bears?
Haribo commercial.
I'm not a big
Yeah,
gummy
you-
bear fan.
Fair
You haven't
enough.
seen that commercial, Scotty? You know, it's like they're having like a conference meeting around the conference table, like a big business firm, and like all the adults talk like 2-year-old, 3-year-old. Well, they're probably more like 5 or 6, but like,
yeah.
I think the green ones are more gooder. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Good commercial.
Yeah, I've seen that now.
Oh,
I guess I did.
shoot.
It's been so long, I didn't even realize that was a Haribo.
Yeah, I think
That's
so.
funny.
Yeah, I
should have,
I would say
Jesse-
that's what I would have because I'm like a sweet, not sweet, but like a sour candy. I enjoy
Mhm.
sour candies more, so those are like lean towards something I would enjoy.
And
Right.
protein.
like that.
Yeah,
Sounds like
I just
something I'd
cover
be willing to
each
try.
snake with a thing of protein and pre-workout and throw it in.
And G Fuel.
Hit some G Fuel and I
I'm
snort
gonna.
it.
I was about to say I want to put Tal on the hot seat while we're on the subject. Do you or do you not take pre-workout before you play golf?
I drink G Fuel.
Count?
I don't count.
No comment.
I don't count it as pre-workout. I
I
really
plead
don't.
the
Yes.
fifth.
But yes.
I really don't.
Yeah, but yeah.
I consider it more of like an amino energy, because like when I drink it, I don't
Gotcha.
ever feel like like I got the itch in my face and stuff. I don't feel like that. I feel like it
Yeah.
just wakes me up a little. It's like coffee
Say
for
this,
you,
I've-
for Bryant.
It's like a Red
my-
Bull, gives you wings.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like my version of coffee.
One
You can't
mistake
beat
that
a
I've
good
made on the
coffee.
golf course. Speaking of that, like the
Hot and
pre-workout, like kind of stuff. It's probably the worst mistake. It's not like my swing that I've ever made on the golf course. I was playing around with
It's
Jesse.
good.
It was me, Jesse, and one of our good buddies, Brandon, Brian's brother, and I believe it was no, it wasn't Galloway. It was Fair Oaks, I think it
Fair
was.
Oaks, probably.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, we went out there and it was like an early morning round, and I had literally no sleep the night before, like not a minute. I stayed up the entire night. I don't know if it was homework or something. There's something going on. So I went to the gas station. I got one of the Bang energy shots, not the cans.
Oh,
It's like the little shot.
oh yeah.
Comes in there. It was amazing. The flavor was great. I loved it. The only thing was, and if you're watching, you can see this. But the only thing was, I got to the first tee, like doing this over the ball. Like, I couldn't hold. Like I could not hold still.
So
Like
basically,
it wasn't like a.
what you're saying is you drove the green.
Oh, dude. I think it was actually like I think the first few holes was actually bad because
The
it
ball
wasn't
just
like
went
an internal.
in the air,
Yeah,
back
it
and
went-
forth.
It wasn't like an internal shaking that you would feel like any other time. Like it literally, I would put my club up to the ball and my club head was literally like doing this. I was like, oh my gosh, what do I do?
You hit the ball so
It was my-
square, it was a knuckleball flying through the air.
And it was my first
Only
time.
those top flight range balls you play can do that, Tal.
Practice.
It was my first time ever
Premium.
meeting Brandon. Like my first time meeting Brandon, I'm like, well, I gotta play good. Like I'm meeting this guy for the first time. I gotta
Oh,
play
yeah.
good. So that
I
was
hate
bad,
that
but
stigma. I hate that stigma.
it
First
sucks,
time playing
dude.
with somebody and you feel like you got to go out there and
For
play
sure.
like Tiger.
I think that's why me and Brandon
And-
clicked so well on the course, is because we both played like dog shit, and we were like, "This is great."
This is great.
Tal's the kind of guy that you can show up and on the first tee you can be like, holy cow, this guy's a freaking player. And you can also be like, wow, this guy's gonna have a long day.
I'll par
Uh,
on the
and
first
then-
hole, and then I'll triple bogey the second hole. Like,
Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong. Fair Oaks, is that not Jesse? Is that not the course? Like, think of that day if you can remember that round. Is that not the course that hole number one is just like awful? Like you go to the right or to the left around the lake.
yes,
Yes.
It's just like
There's a
awful.
water. Yeah, there's water. You're probably
Yeah.
hitting like a hybrid 4-iron off the first tee, and there's water on the left. You got to carry it all the way
Yeah.
to the green and on your second shot,
Oh,
and it's just a mess.
The go-to is
On top of
4
all the
iron,
talking
8
things.
iron in. That's the go-to.
Yep, that's the
That's
play.
the thing. We
Well-
got up there, and it was my first. Not only my first time meeting Brandon, but my first time playing the course. Jesse,
I think you actually pulled
Like-
driver.
yeah,
After I
I did.
strongly suggested not to hit driver.
No, I took
See,
driver.
the thing
I
wa- the
went
thing
for
was-
bomb.
Jesse's like he knows the course, so I go to Jesse. I'm like, Jesse, like, so what do I do here? Like, obviously, like, I can tell the hole is hard. Like, any normal time, I can just get the yardage and go. This one, like, I needed some help. So I'm like, Jesse, like, what do I do? He looks at me. He kind of pauses. He looks at me, looks back out at the course, and goes, and there ain't no play for this hole, buddy. And I was like,
You just swing it.
Ah.
Grab that hybrid and swing it.
I will
think I
say
went
though, on
third.
that hole, if you can hit a cut, you'll be safe because you'll be safe from water. But if
Yeah.
you have any bit of a
Yep.
draw, or if you're left-handed cut, you out.
Mm.
Big
That
stick
was
is
awful.
not the play.
So, so I'm glad we're talking about like long irons and hybrids and stuff because we're going to move in. Our next topic, we're actually going to talk about what's the move on the two. Okay, so Dustin Johnson and Spieth are two probably the most notable guys who have put hybrids in the bag Sometimes there's stigmas out there that hybrids are like, the elderly clubs, the granny clubs. Like you got to, if you use hybrids, you need help. But sometimes, there's not really anything. It doesn't really matter. But seeing Dustin Johnson, a guy that hits the ball long, and Jordan Spieth, who's been up there, he's a Masters winner, putting hybrids in the bag, like it kind of brings up conversation. Like, what do you think? So
Sure.
let's just does anybody
It's a good
start? Anybody
question.
start off? Anybody start off. Tell us what you
So
think.
I have a 3-iron. That's the lowest iron that I have, right? I've wanted to get a 2. I've wanted a 1 just for the hell of it, just to see how that like flat board hits a ball.
Yeah.
But
Well, it's basically a putter.
but like my 3-iron, I probably hit my 3-iron every bit of 200 yards. And when I pull out my hybrid, I feel like I hit it higher than I would a regular iron. So like my 4 hybrid, I played Glen Eagle the first time I played it on like the 17th hole. It's a par 5. I hit a drive out to the left side of the fairway, and then I had a shot that was like 230 to the green or to the pin, and there was the whole front, like 50 yards in front of the green is all bunkers. And I grabbed my hybrid and I hit it like 220 and just pinned it onto the green. Somehow. But like I feel like
Dang.
because I hit my hybrid higher and I can hit it like 220, 230 yards, it adds that backspin. So I like having that tool in my bag.
Sure.
I don't think you get spin like that from the long iron.
No.
I think that's
I don't
that's
think you
pretty
do
much.
either.
I mean, maybe tour guys, maybe, but I think that's exclusively hybrids. But I mean, like I have a 3 hybrid that I've actually just used to convince Jesse to get his first one. I'll kind of take that breaking news from him. But, I've had my 3 hybrid for a long time, and it's just so much easier to hit, man. And like that's what it comes down to. Like, yeah, you can make fun of me for using hybrids. I really don't care. When I
Oh, I
take out
love
a 3
mine.
iron, hit it with a 3 hybrid, the hybrid it's so much easier, dude. So much more forgiving.
Oh yeah.
What you got, Jesse?
I think Scott's the only guy that I know that actually plays a 3-iron and has a 3 hybrid that he hits as well.
Yeah, I use
Um,
both.
but yeah, no, I
A little more lofty.
for the longest time, my first set of clubs, I had like a 7 wood, which is like the equivalent of like probably a 3 hybrid, maybe a strong 3 hybrid. And I used to hit it good. It was a senior flex club, so I wouldn't be able to like swing it very hard. But like when I did make good contact,
Yep.
it felt really good, and I liked it. I liked the small head, and it looked, like I was just confident over the ball with it because it looked like it was easy to hit. But then I got a Ping G400 crossover 3-iron, and it's got the driver shaft in it. It's a driving iron, and I'm telling you, there's no feeling like it when you stripe a ball with that hybrid iron. I mean, that joker flies, and it's a cool feeling. But that one ended up breaking, and I ended up switching to a TaylorMade driving iron, and it just really hadn't been the same. There's not as much forgiveness in it, I don't think,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a little bit clunky when you hit it. So I'm just not like a huge fan of it. And like Scott said here recently, he's convinced me to put a Callaway 3 hybrid in the bag, and it's so easy to hit. Like I really. When you hear tour guys say that, like, their hybrids are as easy to hit as a 7-iron, like, I really do feel like that's true because, like, it's like a small club. Like, you feel like you have control of the club face. You just put it down on the ground, and it's just so, like, inviting to hit, and it's just so smooth hitting the ball off that face. So, I don't know. I love my 4-iron personally. So I don't know that I would ever get a 4 hybrid, but as far as a 3 and a 2, I think the hybrid might be the way to go.
You swung my my 4 hybrid, haven't you?
Yeah, I actually really liked it a lot.
It's a
I just
weird
my
feel compared to like
for
using an
sure.
iron.
My personal iron set is just a 4 through pitching wedge, and the 4 is something that I used to not hit well, but I really like it. I hit it off a lot of tees now.
Yeah.
So I don't think I would ever use a 4 hybrid, but the 3 is, for the week I've had it, it's been pretty money. So
Mm-hmm.
that's my take on it. What you got, Brian?
I'll say this. When I got my first set of clubs, I had a 3 hybrid and a 4 hybrid in the bag. And you can ask Jesse, when we would play together and I would use those clubs, if I pulled that 4 hybrid out, you could bet your bottom dollar it was going far and it was going straight. Every
And it was on the green.
time.
That's how I feel with
It
mine.
was on the green.
Like literally how I feel with mine.
That was that was a go-to club for me. Unfortunately, those were senior flex clubs, and they were a little dated. And as I progressed, as my golf game progressed, I ended up getting a set of Titleist irons, 4 through gap wedge, and sold the 4 hybrid. So I wanted to learn how to hit a 4 iron, and now I love my 4 iron. And woods have always been like I would say a stronger part of my golf game. So instead of I don't have a 3 iron or a 3 hybrid. I use a 5 wood, and it's kind of a big gapping for me, but I don't ever find myself having to hit like that gapping. I guess just kind of how it plays out for me.
Mm-hmm.
I put in before I got the 5 wood I put in a TaylorMade M6 19-degree 3 hybrid, the Rescue Club, and was not a fan. I think I took that club to St. Louis. We played 2 or 3 rounds in St. Louis with it. I played a couple rounds at Somerville with it, and man, I couldn't hit that thing to save my life.
Mm-hmm.
Traded it out for a newer 5 wood. Got the Cobra 5 wood F8, and man, no more hybrids for me. No more hybrids for me.
It's been magic ever since.
That thing is money.
I'll say this about having both. Something about, because they say that you can use hybrids in any situation. There's something to me about being in maybe like heavy rough, just anything that's just where the ball is just like really just in something thick, just anything really thick. I'm just not so comfortable using a hybrid. I'd rather use an iron because I feel like it probably isn't even like true scientifically, but I feel like just having the smaller head allows it to maybe get in there a little bit more.
I feel the same way.
I do too.
Like
mentally,
I would.
Yep.
Yeah, it's something. It's definitely mental. Like I said, that probably is not even like scientifically correct, but that's what I feel. That like if I'm in,
I'm the same way. I'm very particular about my lies too, just because like especially with my 3 wood.
Up your lies, boy.
I was really particular about my lies because if you're in the rough, just 3 wood or a hybrid. I don't know. These newer hybrids that have come out may be made for the rough. I have no idea. Honestly, I don't really know a ton about hybrids. I'm new to the hybrid game. But, like you guys are saying, an iron, there's just something about an iron that feels, you just feel a little bit more confident being able to hack it out than, taking a headed club on there and taking a big swing at it.
Quick take on the hybrid versus long iron. What about the Stinger?
Oh,
almost impossible with a hybrid unless you got it teed up. If you have it teed up,
it's pretty hard.
off the ground.
I will say I hit one off the tee at Somerville the other day that I kid you didn't probably get higher than belt high the whole way. It's just a funky swing, but it went straight as an arrow, and I was like, I wish I could do that on command.
Would that be? Would you consider that hit a squared up hit or a more of a top?
It was a miss hit. It was hit low on the face, and somehow, I guess it's just the forgiveness of that club flexing a little bit, but I don't know. But I hit it pretty low on the face, and it stayed. Straight and true. It just stayed really low. And, it'd be an awesome shot to be able to hit on command, but that was just one of those miss hits, bad strikes, and I got away with it.
I think they're definitely one of those things that really have their place for some golf games.
Sure.
In some golf games, they just don't work out as well.
To close this book, I say, if you got guys like DJ and Spieth, and regardless of those guys, but just anybody on tour using them, if they're good enough for them, they're good enough for us.
Oh yeah,
that's right.
I agree.
I think really what it comes down to seal the deal, I think what it comes down to is just personal preference for the golfer. Yeah. Like Brian says, Brian likes his 4 iron, then he likes his 5 wood.
Mm-hmm. And
Tao
I'm confident.
Loves his 3 iron, but he hits his 4 hybrid really good. So. And Scott also plays a 3 iron as well as his 3 hybrid. So it just really depends on the situation and the golfer.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So let's move into my favorite topic today. Oh my gosh, I've been looking forward to talking about this for so long. Tiger is coming back, baby. Tiger is back this weekend. The Memorial Tournament presented by Nationwide. Tiger is back. I can't stop saying it. Tiger's back. It's like he's coming back when he was gone for so many years. That's what it feels like. He made his return.
How long?
I feel like
5 months? Is that how long it's been?
I mean, other than the match, yeah, 5 months.
Other than the match, probably yeah. Wow. I mean, it's time for the big cat to shine.
That's right, baby.
Man, it seems like it's been so long. We have a quote here from ESPN, and I actually heard him elaborate on it, but I'll give the quote first. Tiger is choosing this weekend for his return, not for his readiness to play, but his safety against the pandemic. So that was said on SportsCenter earlier today, actually. And then they kind of elaborate on, or they let him elaborate on it. It was a video of him interviewing. That's basically just what he said. He's like, I've been wanting to get out there. I've still been playing. I've been ready to play. My readiness to play is not what's at question here. It's just the safety, the pandemic. He has kids, and that's what he said. Like, I got my kids at home. I don't want to put anything at risk. And I think a lot of people thought that it may have been that like there's no fans and everything, but I mean, he basically put that to rest, just saying like I've been ready to go, but I just wanted to see how they develop with this, and it is respectful.
Because
it's good.
He's a father first,
You
I
gotta
like
think
that.
he's also Tiger Woods. Whether he's really concerned
he
about
don't need to be
fans or
out there.
not, like there's
What does he
thousands
really
of
have
people
to
are gonna
prove at
watch.
this point?
Yeah,
Nothing.
regardless of if they're there or not, thousands of people are gonna find a way to watch him play.
Oh yeah.
But guess what? Now that he's back, he's getting number 83 this weekend, boys. He's gonna do it.
Buddy.
All right, hey, we're gonna get to picks later. We're gonna get to picks in just a minute. Don't be getting early. Don't be getting early picks. So let's
Sneak peek.
Yeah, sneak peek. But so he's back. He's ready to play. It's actually funny. I saw some pictures on Twitter that the PGA posted. It's 4 different pictures. Him just kind of like smiling, him off a tee, and him through like an iron shot. And the last one was like him in the bunker. It was a really good shot. Picture. I mean, like the sand's coming up, and you can see like his iron and his upper torso because he's obviously like in a deep bunker. I just started laughing because I'm sitting there on Twitter. I'm like looking at all these pictures, and I get to the bunker picture. I'm like, man, Tiger didn't hit in that bunker. Yeah, he dropped that ball in that bunker for practice. So I was just like telling myself that
he took a drop in the bunker.
He's working on his sand game a little bit.
Working on his sand game. I was like, man, Tiger didn't hit in that bunker. Ain't no way.
Just in case he
No
decides
way.
to deliberately hit one in the bunker, he's working on his sand game.
That's right.
Yeah.
Correct.
But according to a golf representative for ESPN who was on the course today with him during warm-up, said that he was a little wayward, just kind of up and down, but he did say that, Tiger was Tiger, and he made really good shots. He made plenty of putts, and I mean, I think that's just something that comes with the game, especially a warm-up round. It's not, implications aren't there, so I think he was just in golf, really. Nothing to worry about, but I'll get to the feature groups here. So the feature groups this weekend, Tiger, Rory Brooks, and Bassett group. Gosh, that's such a good group.
Whoa.
Phil, Justin Rose, Shane Lowry. We know Shane Lowry's a recent winner. Justin Rose has been up there pretty much since the return every weekend, except for maybe 1 or 2 weekends. And then Phil. I don't, nothing more to say about Phil. We all know Phil. Next one is Bryson, Colin Morikawa, which I'm surprised that he's actually playing. Usually when you win, you take the week off, but Bryson Morikawa and Patrick Cantlay, which he's a good golfer. He's always up there. And the last feature group, it's Dustin Johnson, Justin Thomas, and Xander Schauffele. Which, Xander was in first place for the Charles Schwab. That is the return tournament. He was in first place on Sunday for a good few holes and just ended up losing it. But those are the feature groups. A lot of really good groups. So let's talk about them just briefly. That's how we'll wrap up the show. I'm just going to start, and I'm just going to give this pick because I don't want nobody to take it. But we can repeat picks. It's not like anything like the draft. But I'm just going to say Tiger's winning.
Going.
Tiger's winning
this. Where this is going to go.
Be some ASMR here. Tell you who's winning this weekend. You hear me?
Yep.
Look, man, when the big cat's in the field, I mean, it's just hard to bet against him. It's Tiger freaking Woods. I mean, come on now. He's won at Muirfield 5 times. I mean, come on. 1999, 2000, 2001, 3 years in a row. 2009, 2012, and he's about to have 2020 on that list. He's winning this weekend.
put it on a board.
There's just so many. Yeah, there's so many moments that you can from Muirfield that just not made his career, but are just monumental for the golf community. It's insane,
yeah.
man. Here are the other
There's
two
the
picks. We
golf
got two
course.
Tigers. What else we got?
Tiger.
Tao. You got Tiger too.
Oh, 100%.
Man,
Like,
I
just
love
it's
this.
hard. You can't just. It's hard to go against him.
gonna
Somebody
say
that
this.
you've wanted to see for so long to come back. You're like, he's gonna win. Like, it's just that's the way you see it. Like, I just think like I want him to win.
I don't want to hear the whole rust argument. I mean, yeah, he may have a little bit of rust, but at the same time, it's Tiger
Yeah,
Woods,
no.
and he knows his golf course. He knows his golf course really well. And like I said, it's not like he's been sitting on his butt for 5 months. He's been playing golf. You know what I mean? He just hadn't been competing. And I think when he gets that rush of adrenaline teeing off on the first hole on Thursday, he's going to be back.
He's been out there teaching the next greatest of all time.
I think it's
Exactly.
going to be a really unique outing for Tiger because we're seeing a Tiger fresh off a Masters win. You know, like we're seeing like the Tiger. It's not the
Oh,
Tiger that
yeah.
we've been seeing the past
Yeah.
years with the back struggles and all that other stuff. Like, this is Tiger.
Tiger Woods.
Tiger.
It's true.
So are you telling me that
Um,
we're going 4-4 selling out on Tiger Woods?
I'm
Before
going
Tiger.
with
Put your money on it.
Tiger.
If this man
Look
does
here,
not
I don't care
win,
what
I'm gonna
Vegas
be
says.
upset.
Yeah, I don't care
Although
what
I
will
Vegas
say-
says. Give me Tiger.
You heard it here first. Around the pin,
Tiger.
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 I will say I would not be surprised if JT gives it a really good effort because he after this past weekend I feel like he's gonna come out guns a blazing.
Hey man, second place looks
He'll
good.
bounce back. He'll bounce back for a solid T2 finish.
He won 700 G's this week. You can't tell me if you're playing golf and just a week ago you just won 700 G's, you ain't feeling good. Come on, man.
Dude, I'm telling you, Tiger's gonna come out.
I feel like he's top 10 this
He's
next
gonna
weekend.
drop the last round. He's gonna drop a score of a 50, and then everybody. Imagine.
I don't know about that.
Imagine.
Record-breaking.
Oh my god.
I would settle for like a final round, like maybe like 67,
What's
66,
par?
5, 6 under. That'd be nice.
72. It's par 72 at this course.
I think it's 72 at Muirfield Village.
Par
That's a good
72, 7,456 yards. Purse is 6.2 million this weekend.
Jesus.
I'm gonna say Tiger goes par 72. I'm gonna say he shoots a 70 opening day and then he shoots low, like 67.
So I was gonna say,
67.
you think he's gonna post
68.
anything above like any 70s this weekend from him? I was gonna say.
He might shoot 68 to 70 day one. I could
think,
see that.
Yeah, I think day one's gonna be a. I don't want to say, like Jesse said, I don't want to say knock the rust off. I just want to say, getting back in the groove
Yeah.
of competition play,
That's what I would say too.
mindset more than anything.
We'll also see.
Although I don't know, man, it's Tiger Woods. You know,
yeah.
You'd have
I
to
think-
he's in that
I-
mindset.
I think Tiger Woods is a stone cold killer, man. But I really do think that we're going to see a low score Saturday, and then he's just going to come out that Sunday red and just turn it on and win the tournament.
Dude, nothing is more iconic than
finally
that Sunday
get the-
red.
Finally get to see Bryson against the big boys, and I say big boys, I mean the big boy. See
Yeah,
how Mr.
You can tell
350
Bryson-
compares
Yeah.
to Tiger.
You
don't
tell
matter if you hit
I hope- I hope
350.
they
if
get
you're
paired.
Tiger Woods.
I would
I
love to see
don't.
Bryson and
I
Tiger
do.
paired or something.
I do.
It's gonna be awesome.
Oh yeah.
He's gonna
So
carve
with
him
that-
up like a Thanksgiving turkey.
Oh man, I hope.
Oh.
But with that, that's our show today. If you aren't following Golfletes on Instagram, follow us. That's GOLF Golf LETES. And if you go there and follow us, you can also find the main page, the Smashletes page, in the bio. And to all of our listeners out there, we love you. Thank you for listening. Feel free to DM us anytime. And like we said, I also, with this being our first episode, I'd love to give a shout out to Tal, man. If it wasn't for Tal, he wouldn't be here. He's the president and founder of Smashletes. So
Solid.
Tal, we
Shouts
love you,
out, buddy.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Rock on, baby. Rock on.
But yeah. So don't forget, man, just go follow us, and that'll be it for today. We hope you come back next week. We'll be back, hopefully, with some different guests and some different topics. And don't forget, if she doesn't respond, she's probably not interested.